All right, guys, day 2. I am so happy that I ended up master batching my creams. If you are new here, I should probably introduce myself. I'm just jumping right in. My name's Tammy, and I do own a small bath and body company here in the Midwest, Greencastle, Indiana. Last week, I brought you a video, and I will link it above if you haven't seen it. And it's all the first part of my deciding that it is about time that I master batch my creams. I master batch a lot of my products, liquid soaps. I've always master batched those. My sugar scrub recipe, I do master batch that. And I've been meaning to master batch my creams forever. But it seems like every time I would go to do that, I needed all of my batch to fill my jars and fill my shelf. And I never seemed to have the time or the extra ingredients to put towards making a huge batch. I decided that I have a rented space now in a store, in a boutique. I have to now stock that space, and I have a potential wholesale client that I am working with, trying to maybe think about wholesaling. Now, she's not going to wholesale my creams just yet. She's going to start small, and she's super sweet. So I'm super excited about working with this lady and meeting her, and just I'll probably do a video all about the wholesale experience that I'm having if it pans out. It's not for sure yet. But anyway, I'm going off on a rabbit trail. But if I do get that wholesale account, I need to be able to fill orders fairly quickly. And so finally, I decided it was time for me to just stop what I was doing and get my creams under control. And I'm so happy I did. I'm very excited, guys, about this idea that I had on day 2 of this video. And I think it's going to turn out so cute. I have to figure out pricing. So I haven't finished the end of the video yet, so I'm going to figure out my pricing so I can share that decision making with you. Let's get on to day 2 of this master batching, and then I will finish off with the packaging and final products that I made for this master batch journey. I hope you stay tuned. All right, guys, it is the next day, and you can see I had a little sinkage there. It's almost buried. I put my spatula in it this morning just to kind of get a feel for the texture. And here we are. And so that 179 ounce batch got a little bit of a film on top, but I didn't want to cover it for condensation. I wanted to make sure it was completely cooled, but that will blend in just fine. And I could easily double this. That was exactly 6 quarts on my 6 quart line. I'm going to be pulling quite a bit of this off for today's scents. So let's just do that and see how that works out for us. I'm going to do Blackberry Magnolia and pink quartz. Blackberry Magnolia, I need quite a bit, so let's just do that first. So I'm going to put 79 ounces. Hopefully it will fit in here. And I probably should do a better spoon of sorts. Cover that for now. So I'm going to get this in the microwave, and I'm going to be very, very slowly melting this down. So I'm going to do 30-second bursts, no more than that. I'm going to be very, very patient, and I'm going to make sure that this doesn't get over 120 degrees. But I am going to need it to get at least to 110 so that I can get my fragrance oil mixed in pretty well. All right, I just took it out. Let me check the temp. 114. And let's get the fragrance oil blended in. I use right around 2%, give or take, of my fragrance oil. Depending on how strong the scent is how I'll go up or down. And I am going to blend this with the stick blender and really try to get that blended in well. It's lovely and creamy now and smooth. But I will have to hurry just a bit because this is going to cool and thicken pretty quickly, and it won't be very pourable. So I am going to get started on pouring. So I have sprayed these down earlier with the 70% alcohol and let them sit over the day so they can dry out. I got a little bit carried away there, and I don't have room for a lot of air, so if I'm over, I am going to have to take a little bit out. I have measured just about what I need. All right, those are all filled. I have 7 and 7, and with the last bit of my bucket, I will fill a sample container with whatever's left. Oh, you know what? I may need 2 of these sample containers because I have my creams in a storefront now. So I'm having samples for there too. So let me go clean another little container here and get that filled with testers for customers for my craft show table and again at the store. So, all right, guys. I just had a thought. I do not sell the 2-ounce jars. I used to sell the 2-ounce jars for a hot minute, and everybody would buy those instead of any of the other sizes. And I felt like I really had to quit doing that because I wasn't selling the bigger sizes at that point. And that was early on before, you know, people found out how great they are. And I sell the bigger jars like crazy now. But these are like little travel things. So I just had a thought. I could sell the 2-ounce jars in like a 4 or 5 pack, or even a 3-pack. I would have to charge more per ounce for those than the other sizes because they actually cost me more to make a 2-ounce jar than it does per ounce. It costs me more for the 2-ounce jar than it does for the 4 or 8-ounce jar. I think that might sell. I'm getting excited. Then with the base, I don't have to worry about running out. I can have customers choose their own scents that they want to try. I'm so excited. I am so excited about this idea. I am going to do that. So now I have to go buy these jars because I don't have enough. And I am going to go ahead while I have all of this going, make enough to fill both of my testers up and make 5 of 2-ounce jars and have these ready to go when I get my jars in and I can whip up another small batch of all my other scents. So anyway, I'm going to let these sit overnight, lid them up tomorrow or maybe later today. Let's check the temperature. They're still at 94, so I can't lid them up just yet. I do need them to come down to completely room temperature. So I'm just going to put them out in the main room there and let them cool off. I'm rambling. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay guys, I didn't show you the pH. Sorry about that. But this recipe as is, I don't test the pH every time anymore just because I've tested it as is. But it's 544, so I don't have to adjust the pH on what I have done with this recipe. So I thought I would just share that with you really quickly. And share with you too that I am making a double batch. I had to take it upstairs to put it on my stove because I think it's too heavy for my hot plate. I think I made a mistake because I don't think my pot is big enough to hold a double batch. Also, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with that yet. I'm going to figure it out in the next 15 minutes. Alright guys, it is the next day. Not going to keep this on here very long. It's very heavy. There it is, full. I have about 1.5 inches. How I had to do that is I ended up having to pour both the oils and the heated water phase into that container itself to cool down in that. So I put that in my sink upstairs so I could get an ice bath going in the sink. I was worried about putting that really hot 170 degree, 180 degree oils or waters in that pitcher or that container. So I wanted to make sure that I cooled it down fairly quickly. It worked out pretty well, but I didn't want to mix my batches. I feel weird about having, I had, I don't know, maybe 30 ounces left. And so I didn't want to mix that in with the new batch. So I pulled it and put it in here. I have a couple of unscented, just to restock my unscented base or cream. And then I have a little bit left in here. I don't know if you'll be able to see any of that. This is from that first batch I made yesterday. And I am going to keep this aside for my 2-ounce jars that I am creating for every scent. So I have my labels. I'm trying to make this quick because it feels like this is a really long video already, even though I haven't, you know, edited anything yet. But this is my Blackberry and Magnolia. I have to get my ingredient labels still on the bottom of this. But I always put my top labels on first. I'm kind of funny that way. And that way, when somebody is reading the label, they can turn it over and they're not doing this thing, trying to read the ingredients. So top labels always go on first. And on this tray, I have a few of my pink quartz ready to go here. Okay, and as usual, I pre-printed some labels so that I'm not wasting a sheet. So I'll just hold that back. And the same thing with this. This is for my 2-ounce jars. And I am making 5 of every scent. There we go. Isn't that cute? Can you see? There's my Blackberry Magnolia, a little 2-ounce jar. I am going to the white lids, guys. I probably shouldn't because I've been with the black lids for 7 years, but I've been with the black lids for 7 years and I'm ready for a change. And I have a new logo and a new, you know, it's just time. Plus the black lids, they never look super clean. Their fingerprints show up on them so badly. Pink quartz. Now the frosted lids I used to buy, they didn't have fingerprints, but they're never in stock. So I had to give up on the frosted black lids. My other 3 are Blackberry Magnolia are upstairs because I was measuring, trying to figure out how I'm going to package them. I have my labels pre-printed for all the scents that I have in stock. And so I'll be able to whip this up and make up those scents and pull from my base if I need to. I'm so excited about having that base. Ugh, been meaning to do that for over a year now. Alright, so guys, I'm going to leave you here. I'm going to try to come back. My boxes should be in, this is Sunday, they should be in Friday, so I'm hoping, you know, maybe Friday night I'll be able to finish the video and show you how I'm going to package. The reason that I'm buying a box is because I just feel like the label on the bottom for ingredients is going to be so tiny, you're not going to be able to read it. Alright guys, let's take a look at what I was able to come up with. So, I bought these little 4x4x2 boxes on Amazon, and I really thought I would only be able to fit 3 jars in each box, but 4 jars fit really quite nicely in there with just a little bit of shred to make it pretty. So here's that, 4 jars. And I have my label ready to go. It's nothing special. The label is just going to go on the top. Everything else is just going to be very plain, but there's my label. And it has how many you're getting, that it's a custom scent selection, the ounces and grams per container, and then the total weight of the package. My ingredients and all my information is on there. So I just whipped that up in Canva really quickly. And I've decided that I also have a 3-pack label. So we can also do a 3-pack with just a little extra added shred. Just like that. I'm really happy. Let's talk about prices. So guys, I spent a lot of time trying to come up with my prices for these 3- and 4-pack of creams. I determined what my cost per ounce on all 3 different sizes. The large and the regular size, or whatever I'm calling that, they cost almost exactly the same for me to produce. The 2-ounce creams cost me 20 some cents more per ounce to produce. 23 cents more per ounce. Then I broke it down into what am I currently charging for the 2 sizes I have. My large creams, I am charging $3.14 an ounce. Now, I do only fit 7 ounces in my large container. I could try to get 8 ounces in here. I probably could get that done. It'd be pretty full, but I could get it done. I don't really want to increase my charge. I currently charge $22 for the 7-ounce cream. If I took it up to 8, I would have to charge $25, and I just don't want to do that. My 4-ounce jar, which I do have 4 ounces in here, I was currently charging $4 an ounce, and that's like a whole $1 more per ounce. Well, not a whole $1, like 75 cents more per ounce. It felt too high compared to my 7-ounce cream. Now, I sell it at $16 a jar all the time, and I'm thinking, do I really want to go down in my charge and lose $1 a jar? People are buying it at $16 a jar and not raising an eyebrow. But I felt better about all of this by going down to $15 a jar. That means I am charging $3.75 per ounce. My 2-ounce jars, I am charging $4 an ounce. So that's where I'm able to say, okay, $4 an ounce, $3.75, $3.15. You know, that just seems more in line with what it should be, and it seems to make more sense. So I am, yes, losing $1 on every 4-ounce jar that I'm selling, but I think if I can get a lot of the 2-ounce jars sold, maybe that'll make up for that. And I'm still making a profit on it, and I'm not worried about the $1 a jar. At this point, I'm not going to worry about that. So that leaves me a 3-pack, which I'm so excited about. A 3-pack of your choice of what creams you would like to have is $24. A 4-pack is $32. $4 an ounce, regardless of 3 or 4. I'm just keeping that across the board the same. Yep, there we go. I'm pretty happy with that. So I am only going to sell these in 3 or 4 packs, and probably web specials only, like only on my website, not at craft shows. If they want this, they have to go on the website and order it from there and choose the scents that they want. Because I'm not going to take these little ones to the craft show. I'm not going to do that, guys. Oh, that was something. Let me finish up with talking about my naming of my cream. So you guys that watched the last soap video that I put out there, I think it was the last one, I was really struggling naming my 1,000 Dreams, which is a dupe of 1,000 Wishes, which I'd always called Sweet Daydreams. And I will say, you guys are awesome. You came up with some really good names for me, but I'm keeping the Daydreams, and I dropped the Sweet because people are thinking that that's like a sweet instead of like a sweet thought. So I'm keeping just Daydreams and dropping Sweet. The reason why I decided to keep the name is at my first craft show of the year, somebody came to my booth looking for specifically, where is your Sweet Daydreams? It's like, so somebody coming to your booth specifically looking for the name of a product, you got to keep your name. And I'm just going to embrace it. I did tell her that I am dropping the word sweet. She was like, it's the same scent, isn't it? I was like, yeah, same scent. I'm just kind of dropping that word sweet. It's close enough. I'm hoping that people won't get confused. But I had to keep at least most of that name. So Daydreams it is. I think it was Lori. I'm bad with that, but Spring Fling, almost one, guys. I think that is just the cutest name. So I am designing a soap around that name if I can ever get around to making it. And I'm going to pipe flowers, maybe. Let's talk about master batching, and I need to get this video done. 2 videos, and they're all probably going to be like freakishly long. I love it. I am so mad at myself for putting that off for so long. I absolutely love having that base on my shelf. I cannot stress enough how great that is. And my shelves that I now have upstairs to hold all my products, I can get all of my creams on the shelf in one shelf. Before, I was having to go above or below just to try to cram all the creams that I have on the shelf. And I don't have to worry about that. One row for every scent. I'm really, really happy that I have just one shelf of creams and I can just keep that in stock and pull when I need it. I should have done it so long ago. So the process of doing the double batch, which is 380 ounces or something, 360, I guess, ounces, that was daunting, but it was doable and it worked out great. And I will probably always do that from now on. So thanks for watching, guys. I do appreciate the time you give me, and I hope you had fun in this little bit of a master batching and coming up with a new product line with me. I'm glad you're here to share in these decisions with me, and I appreciate your comments and your likes and all the subscribes, and so thankful for all of that. And you guys rock. Thanks for being awesome and here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.